Have you ever considered why you don't have what you want in life right now? Like really just sat down and considered why is it that you don't have the things that you want out of life? You don't have the relationships that you want out of life. You don't have the job that you desire, the relationships that you desire, the lifestyle that you desire. Like, why is that? I'm gonna break down for you in this video two different reasons as to why I believe that is. Okay. And the first one is probably gonna blow your mind. All right, blow your mind totally. So the first reason as to why I believe 99.9% of the people in this universe don't have what they desire to have in their life in the form of jobs, businesses, relationships, marriages, family, all those things is for this one reason: the environment that they're in, the people that they surround themselves with on a day in and day out basis. I mean, when you think about it, what you tune into, you turn into. So if the people that you're around do not have those things that you desire in life, like just think about this logically for a second. So I have various mentees and mentors in my life. Okay. One of my mentees in particular has been with me almost 4 years now. And he's really like a little brother to me. Okay. And he recently got engaged. Now, the process up to him getting engaged was something altogether different. All right. And I'm grateful because I've been married for almost 17 years this year. Okay. Been with my wife for over 20. I'm grateful to have gone through enough things and endured enough things in life and especially in marriage to where I'm able to give him wise counsel when he's reaching out, even on a dating level, before he even got to a point of now being engaged and soon to be married, which at every point I can help him through that process because I've been through every point of that process. Okay. And that's a blessing for him, but it's also a blessing for me. Okay. Now he probably views the blessing being bigger because he does have somebody that has proof of concept and success in a certain area that he can call. I find it a blessing because what's happening to us is not happening to us, it's happening for us. And when it happens for us, then that means that we become a blessing for other people. Okay. Same is true with business, right? I have people in my life that after I've toiled and tried to figure out whatever the problem may be and I'm trying to fix it, I have people that are a decade or two ahead of me that have endured very similar things in business that I can pick up the phone and call. Now, it's interesting that as I think about this, most of all of these relationships started in a transaction. My mentee first paid me to be his mentor. And through that evolution of that relationship, now he's just my little brother, right? And we still make money in other capacities and things of that nature. One of the most influential people in my life that has been for the last 7, 8 years started out as my consultant that I paid every single year to consult with me on a monthly basis. Whereas now he's legitimately my friend, right? That still acts in a consulting capacity, and we still exchange monies on various things that we should at this point. And what's my point in saying that? I'm saying that because for many of you, who you have around you right now are not the people to help cultivate and build you into the person that you need to become to have all these various things that you desire to have in your life. Well, what does that mean? Well, how do I find them? Well, I just gave you a clue. The most fruitful relationships that I've had in my life over the last decade have been those that started with a transaction. Meaning that you're going to have to go outside of your normal circle to find people that have the qualifications in whatever area it is that you're trying to excel in and pay those people to initiate those relationships. Now, this is a very major key in doing so. I was speaking at a conference in Vegas, and I was talking about mentorship and the importance thereof. And somebody asked me, like, B, how do you figure out like who your mentor should be? And for me, okay, and it's through trial and error also. For me at this point, my qualifications are, do they align with me morally, ethically, and have the success that I want? Do they align with me morally, ethically, and have the success that I want? So I want you to think about that, right? And I'm gonna show you why that's so important. Because one on the surface may be like, no, just show me how to get the money. I ain't tripping on that. Think about what I just told you though. Most of the fruitful relationships in my life for the last decade have come from a transaction, which means that it's very important that when I'm out there looking for people to do business with, I'm looking for people that align with me morally, ethically, and then have the success that I want. Because if they align with me morally and ethically, chances are that relationship may grow into something bigger than just transactions. Oh, I'm just having this revelation in real time with y'all right now. I've never even thought about this until explaining it to you. Man, that's good. That's good. I hope y'all took note of that. That's a major key, okay? Because if you only go into relationships looking at them as transactions, then they'll probably only be that at best. But if you go into it by identifying people that fit your culture, fit your character, fit your belief system, and fit all those qualities, then that transaction can be something much more. So when you look at what you don't have in life right now, when you look at who you've surrounded yourself with in life right now, just because y'all got history and familiar with each other don't mean that they're the best people for you. As a matter of fact, there's a scripture, Mark 6:4-6, where Jesus himself, so Jesus had been doing miracles, right? And people from his hometown was hearing about it. And they like, that's just Jesus from Nazareth. Like that's the carpenter, that's Mary's son. And so when Jesus heard about it, this is what he said in response. He said, a prophet is not without honor, except for in his own town, in his own land, amongst his own people. A prophet, us, is not without honor, except for in his own town, in his own land, amongst his own people. He said that he could only do a few miracles there because he was amazed at their lack of faith. So what does all that mean for us? What that means is this. The people that are closest to us, that are most familiar with us, are going to honor us less for two different reasons. One, because for most people, they're going to see you in the capacity that makes them feel most comfortable. So for instance, I'm from Detroit, west side of Detroit. I got a checkered past, right? Was in the streets hustling, drinking, drugging, did all the above, right? So the people that are closest to me from that element would view me in a capacity that makes them feel most comfortable. Although my evolution in life has taken me as far away from the East is to the West of that kind of behavior, right? But people would rather not accept me for who I am today and view me in a different capacity because internally, that makes them feel more comfortable about who I used to be as opposed to who I am today. The second part of that is that then you become a mirror for those individuals and you're reminding them of every time they interact with you of who they haven't become. Did y'all hear what I just said? You become a mirror for them and remind them of who they have not become, which then makes them consciously aware of who they haven't become, which means that then either they have two different things they could do. One, stay there and feel horrible. Two, do the work required to become the person to go do the thing. And most people in life are lazy and fearful of stepping into the unknown. And in the unknown is where all the magic happens. Yet people stay cling to high school relationships and friends and family because they're familiar. And that comfortability and complacency is what keeps people stuck in life. And so what's the essence of this conversation? The essence of this conversation is this. And I will make a part 2 to this. Well, y'all let me know in the comments if y'all want me to make a part 2 to this, okay? But the first reason as to why you don't have the life that you desire is your environment. It's the people you surround yourself with every day. Now, I'm not letting y'all off the hook and putting this all on them, but I am making you consciously aware that that is the thing that needs to change. And I'm explaining to you in the second video why. In the precursor, if you were thinking, well, why is that? Why? Like, why is it that my environment needs to change? Why is that the most critical component to it all? Because in the second video, I'm explaining to you that you have to change. And when you're changing, your environment needs to change to support the person that you're becoming. Comment below if you want me to make this part 2 video. Let me know what's your thoughts. Did any of this resonate with you? Share it with a friend, a loved one, hopefully not a hater. Well, you can share it with them too. We got to love them too, right? And I will see you guys in the next one.